Unique New York.
Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
So iTunes is TCNJ's only international a cappella group. And what that means is that we sing both international and pop music. And we're co-ed, so we have both boys and girls in our group. So we were founded in 2007. And basically there was already an a cappella group on campus, the Trentones, but the founders thought that TCNJ needed a bit of culture in their music and a taste of something different. So that's what iTunes brings with its international music.
It first started with more Middle Eastern and French music that was kind of mashed into with current top hits of the day, and it was more rote learning music. There wasn't always sheet music when it first started, and people just learned by ear.
And so every time the main theme comes back, the duh needs to like just crunch like all that text out of the way and be like, look at me, like I'm the star of the show.
And they would just keep listening to the music until they would find harmonies for it and just kind of go off of that. iTunes is special because we do specifically lots of music from different countries and different languages, from different cultures, different styles. So we just have a whole broad spectrum of types of music. We do include some American pop music, but we really are trying to just have lots of variety. When we look for music for the upcoming semester, we have certain specific things we look for. First of all, what language is it in? What country is it from? What style of music? Is it fast or slow? Because we want to have a nice whole program for our concert. And also we keep in mind songs that we could sing for things just going around on campus. When I became music director, that's something that I really wanted to push for. I really wanted all types of languages, all types of styles, because that's what I felt made us very unique, and it's also a really great learning opportunity for not only myself but for everybody in the group.
We decide which songs to do basically based on a kind of democratic system. We usually introduce the song online or show it to eBoard or the members of the group, and then we see a response from the group, see if they like it, and then we see if it's actually feasible to get. A big thing is that we have to get the music from other people, so we have to make sure that we can actually get it. Even though there are tons of songs that we would love to sing, it's not always possible. We have this performance coming up. It's called Acappellooza. So at Acappellooza, we have all the different a cappella groups on campus, along with another group from Franklin and Marshall, I believe, coming, and we're just singing our hearts out. And it's a really fun time. It's going to be in Mayo, so there's going to be huge stage, huge crowd, and it should be really fun.
We also have a winter concert and a spring concert, and we just do all types of different performances, open mic nights at the Rat or wherever they have them on campus, or different ceremonies. I also remember last year at our first Acappellooza, I just absolutely love seeing the other groups perform and just knowing what it entails to perform in such a group. It's just amazing.
Last year after Acappellooza, which was the first year that we were in Acappellooza, this kid, Mike, came up to me in Wyckoff. I'd never met the kid before, and he was like, "Oh, I saw your solo in Coldplay, and it was so good, it moved me to tears, and I know I have to be in that group. When are you auditioning?" And I was like, "Oh, auditions are done. We audition in the fall." He was like, "Oh, I'll audition next year." But then we ended up needing more male voices in the spring, so I told him to audition, and now he's one of our favorite members. He's a tenor, which is great, and that's just one of the really cool memories I have. What makes us special is that we're here for the fun and the love of the music. Like, we don't compete at all. So, we're coming together as a group of friends who aren't necessarily music majors, and this is more of just our stress relief, our getting together for the week, and us singing whatever we want and having fun with it. rehearsal will usually start with, we all kind of show up a little bit early and people are always talking and hanging out, which is good, and catching up on their weeks. But then, once 8:30 hits at night or in the weekends,
We usually do announcements first, then we warm up.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
so we'll warm up for like 10 minutes, which basically is just getting our voices ready, doing scales and saying funny things like pizza is great or something like that. Tongue twisters and things like that.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow.
And then, depending on our needs, we'll rehearse. We'll either be learning new songs, and our music director will be going over notes with us. And something new this year is that we started doing sectionals, which is where we'll break up the men and the women of the choir, so that way we get to learn music faster, rather than like one music director having to go through all 4 parts. There's 2 going through only 2 parts.
We practice rehearsing our parts together.
Then usually at the end we'll run over, what we ran through, so that way the whole group comes back together and then we get to review what we've already done and really perfect it as a whole group.
What else? Yeah, then we work on performing it, so it's not just music that we're just singing. We bring it to life. So we have an audition process for choosing soloists, and what happens is we announce that we're going to audition for the solo the rehearsal before, and by this point we have already learned the music.
To choose soloists, it's also a democratic process. We're all about democracy in our group, and letting us make kind of decisions all together. So once we've learned a song, the background parts as a group, we'll sing it through with anyone who wants to audition for the solo, and as we're singing, we'll listen to each person sing it individually, and then those people leave the room, and we'll discuss for a little bit. If you really wanted person A to have the solo, then you can say, well, I really thought they were good because of X, Y, and Z, and then we'll just have a vote. So we all close our eyes, we say, if you raise your hand if you want person A, and whoever has the most votes gets the solo, and we have an alternate as well, whoever gets the second most votes, in case person A can't make it.
So that's democracy.
Yeah, I sing La Camisa Negra, which is a Spanish song about someone who's mourning the loss of a relationship type thing, so it's pretty fun.
And I just Jared sings like an angel.
Stop.
He melts hearts.
Sometimes when we talk too much, we really don't get as much work done as we really need to, so you have to really find that balance between work and play to actually be ready for concerts, because they come up so soon. And there are so many of them.
So the group has evolved quite a bit.
I think size is one of the biggest things. We were a very small group, and we weren't able to accept a lot of people when we came in because we had so few guys, and so then you can't take girls because they'll overpower them.
The group has evolved a lot over the past few years. One of the struggles for the group has been, in maintaining the group, it's always to find male singers, so tenors, baritones, and basses. We have a lot of male members now, which is really great. We've gotten our numbers up on that, and they're really all great singers and performers.
So I think for me personally, the biggest struggle has been really when we started, a lot of guys really did not have an interest in being in the group. So it was really hard because we had all these girls with so much talent that are so great, and we had to just say no to some girls, and then some guys we really would love to have, but they just didn't show up. But I think as the group has increased in size and popularity and awareness, a lot more guys have been showing up, and we have a really great selection this year, so I'm really excited about that, especially being a guy myself.
This year we actually took quite a few new members because we wanted to grow the group even more, even though we are a big group. We are right now at 27 or 26 members, I believe, so it's like 6 on a part, just about. So it's a pretty big group, and at first I was hesitant to have such a big group because we were much smaller before. We were 20, maybe 18, and we were a much tighter-knit group. However, we are mostly seniors, and next year, when all the seniors graduate, I didn't want to be left in the fall with just probably less than half the group.
I think both of us really wanted to become president because we had a lot of ideas for the group. Like when we joined, it was a very small group and we didn't have a lot of recognition on campus, but we saw so much potential. And so, you know, we have been thinking for the last 2 years of ways that the group could improve, and becoming president seemed like the best way to make those changes happen. Like for the past 2 years, Jared and I have always talked about like our ideas for the group. So we're like, oh, I wish this would run better, or I wish, you know, we could do this. And now that we're president, we actually can enact those changes that we want. And I feel like through that and our positions, we're getting to make the group a lot better.
And something new we're trying this year, we're trying to add some choreography to some of our numbers. So on Sunday rehearsals, when we have a little bit more time, we're trying to add in some movement to make us look coordinated and put together.
And one cool thing is that we started having some of our own members arrange music. So that way, you know, we don't have to pay anything for it, and it's also really cool to have someone who's in the group get to sing their own work.
I arranged a medley of Polish Christmas carols, which I had always sung as a child growing up with my family and in my Polish community, and it was just, I arranged it, and it was just amazing how the group brought these 3 songs to life, and it just touched my heart so dearly. I have no words. Clearly I have no words. I just thought it was the greatest thing.
Last year at Acappellooza, after the performances were over, someone from another school who came to sing, it was from Pittsburgh, I think, it's Pit Pendulums.
How he just absolutely loved our blend and our arrangement of Coldplay.
This guy came over and he was telling us about how our performance of the Coldplay medley just moved him to tears.
And he said he was in tears, and he said it was just so beautiful and touching, and to me that was just, I mean, it's just...
And everyone in the audience was tearing up after that, so that made me feel really special, especially because I had a solo in that.
An amazing feeling to know that all of the hard work we did paid off. As a group itself, we always have a struggle with finding times to rehearse where everybody could be at rehearsal. That's probably the main thing, because we are college students. We're all very busy with school and work, and we've grown on campus a lot more. We've just had a lot more international songs.
Also, just in recognition on campus, I think that we're more respected now because we have more people, we have a bigger sound, we have a better sound, and that we're looked at as one of the 3 a cappella groups instead of like, oh, I don't know who iTunes is. I am most looking forward to the introduction of choreography into our group because that's something we've never done before, and whenever someone's like, oh, you guys are good, but you need to like move on stage, I feel really weird about that because I don't know how to move on stage at all. But if someone gives me choreography, I feel like it'll look really good and bump up our group another level.
I'm really excited for just group bonding because we're trying to do some more activities as a group and get us to become more cohesive and just have more fun together as students and people, so I think that should be really fun.
We learn from each other, and that's what makes us unique. seeing everybody get up there and just love singing, and just me being able to be a part of that and teaching everybody, and just seeing how the group grows. It's just an amazing process, an amazing experience, and it made me realize that I definitely know that I'm doing exactly what I want to do in my life. We're just looking to expand, grow even more as a group. We want to add a little bit of choreography just to have a little bit more sense on stage where we're going.
I guess my favorite thing is singing in other languages, so that's really cool. I love at least pretending to think that I know other languages, and singing with an accent, that's always fun.
Pop songs coming up this semester too, and a lot of really interesting international music, so I think that the set we have for our winter concert in December is going to be really diverse and really entertaining.
Also, moving forward onto next semester even, every Valentine's Day we do something called Valentine's Daygrams. So basically we sing a love song, come to your dorm room, and just sing away, and everyone gets really embarrassed and like, oh my god, I can't believe this is to me, or oh my god, can I record you guys? I don't believe it. And it's just a fun time and everyone loves it.
Negra, ya tu amor no me interesa. Over